Um, Real quick. So, do you guys have any like entrepreneurial idols that you kind of like look up to, or people that you kind of want to follow in passion? I'm guessing Gary's probably one of them, right?
Yeah, Gary V, full on Gary V. Like, just Gary. Like, ever since the first time I watched him, his words have had a massive impact on me, and I appreciate everything that he's put out. And that's the only guy like I've truly like looked up to since the beginning of like listening to his content. Compared to anybody, like I used to watch like Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone,
Mm.
like gurus like that, and like those are all people who targeted me, and like I fell in love because like they make everything look so glamorous. I fell in love with like their lifestyles and just listening to what they had to say just because of what they have.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's about. And what I learned from Gary Vee is people from the outside who don't watch him think that he's all about like selling, all about making money,
Mhm.
hardcore business shark. But what you don't see is when you watch his podcast, he's all about pushing love, humility, empathy, stuff like that. Things, traits for humans, that we need to survive and just thrive and just have a happier life. And at this moment in my life, I'm not looking at the money. Like earlier, you said, I don't want to go to college because I think I can make more money somewhere else. I'm not looking at it from that, perspective. I'm looking at it from a perspective of happiness. I want to be happy. I want to move to LA, rent out the shittiest apartment in LA, the cheapest rent, and just find something I want to do. So that way I could tunnel vision that thing and have low overhead for living costs and just, live in a different location and just chase happiness.
There's definitely like a group of like entrepreneur like gurus that definitely like as an early entrepreneur like or like an aspiring entrepreneur that I am, like you sort of fall in the rut of watching Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, and like sometimes you realize some of them are full of shit, some of them are like actually genuine, and I think I'll probably, because I have so many, I'll probably look at the recent one. Yesterday I watched the movie The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, and it has this one dude, Christopher Gardner, who turns his life around and becomes the head of his own brokerage firm. And he's sort of like, the movie is him and Will Smith and Jaden like sort of being homeless for like the entirety of the movie, 90% of the movie, but he still had the drive, and like he used his son as motivation to sort of get out of that rut.
Yeah, so that's pretty much like the American dream, right? It's pretty much in there.
And highly recommend Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Yeah, really good movie.
Yeah, bro. I listen to Gary Vee a lot for sure too. The Daily V podcast is awesome to listen to. I really love how you just like not only is he focused on business, but he also definitely focused on like personality and just like mentality in life. Doesn't even matter like what field of work, just in general. So yeah, definitely.
Is that what makes like Gary Vee so attractive? How he like speaks to everyone.
Yeah, mindset and just like how to like position one's like self to basically achieve what they want. Not just like here's what you do. You go online. He does have that too, but it's more of mindset and emotional teaching than anything else.
The thing about Gary Vee is that he's pushing things that society just doesn't like have in mind. The things about empathy, humility, and happiness are not things that people think about every day. People will think about the next way to make their quick buck. People like Ty Lopez and the people who follow Ty Lopez think about the next trend that they can catch to make some money and hopefully score as a millionaire. And that's why I see Gary as such a real person, so authentic, because honestly, if he was faking it, Gary's the type of guy that he could fake it and blow up, and he would be the next Ty Lopez and get hundreds of millions of views on his ads. But that's how you know he's about it, how real he is, because if you look at his analytics, they're not that nice. They're not that good. And he could have faked his way to getting big numbers. And it's clear that that's not what he cares about, because, his numbers are really low, but he keeps posting the same shit.
Just look at all the gurus on YouTube. They have, like, once they start like getting a little bit popularity, they buy the Lamborghini to show off on their YouTube page to get more traction.
Gary has never showed off anything. He drove like a freaking Land Rover, and he showed it in his garage sailing video. Like, he doesn't talk he's all about that mentality about like not buying dumb shit. He's the guy who talks about downgrade from owning a house, sell your house and rent an apartment because life is about happiness. You don't need that big house. What do you need a big house for with 8 extra rooms? Why do you need that? Because you're insecure and you want others to look at your life like it's glamorous. And that's not what life is about. Like people are buying dumb shit to impress people that they don't care about, you know?
He supports this like idea of financial minimalism, which is it's something that is sort of like the pendulum swinging from sort of the consumerism that we've had in the past.
Stop you there. He doesn't support financial minimalism. He supports being happy, which means if you really love that mansion and you're able to afford it easily and you're making good money from doing what you love and you're able to work from your big mansion, let's say, for example, Logan Paul, he bought a massive mansion in LA and he's running a content house and it seems from the outside that he's living a good life. I can't really speak for him, but it's not that Gary pushes financial minimalism because I watched a podcast where he was talking with the Houston Rockets owner, Tillman Fertitta, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's not that he doesn't like everybody buying dumb shit. It's you have to have a why. Like, why are you buying dumb shit? Like he's not mad at people for spending money on dumb shit. But what's your reason? Is it for you or is it for somebody else? And that's what he pushes. He doesn't push financial minimalism. He pushes, what's your why? Why are you happy? What makes you happy? Do that. And why are you buying certain shit? Yeah, man. Why are you investing in certain shit? You know, why are you just doing everything? Every little thing in life, why are you doing it? It has to have a why.
Yeah, if you genuinely are interested in like nice cars, you know, how they work and things like that, like that's worth the investment if that's what you're really interested in. I think he always points out that little analogy of like would you rather be like crying in your Ferrari or like smiling in your Honda Civic or something like that. That kind of idea. Do you guys think that you kind of like learned? I guess mainly Zack, but also Hector. Do you guys kind of like learn to deal with like the negativity or deal with the people that are like yabbing in your ear, talking about the way that they think that you should be going through your life? Do you think that like listening to Gary Vee kind of helped you with that?
I think the main thing that helps is empathy, because I've also been that person yabbing in. I know for sure Zach's ear, and but definitely having empathy because you don't know what the other person's going through. Yeah. And maybe they're putting you down because they're going through some stuff in their life that they have to deal with them themselves. So just knowing that everyone has their own like journey and their own journey to like find where they're coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. Empathy could definitely help with that. Empathy could show you maybe they're going through something or maybe they have a regret in life. For example, my aunt never went to college and she had the chance to go. She didn't go. Now she regrets her life because the way she went about life. And she always tries to scare me into going to college, but I really just don't think college is like the foundation to life. There's many ways to find a foundation. And I think that's by finding yourself and knowing what you want to do. And just those two things right there, you're already 10 years ahead. You're already 40 years ahead of everybody. You know, there's a lot of teachers and like people out there in my life and just grown ass men and women who love to give you advice, but they haven't even found themselves yet. Like my aunt has not found. She's so lost in life. She thinks she has it down. I don't even know how old she is. I think she's in her like mid 50s, low 50s, and she thinks she has it down. She doesn't have shit down, and I can tell. Wow. And I'm sure you guys have people in your lives who don't have shit down, but they try and give you advice.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like we're never gonna figure everything out. So all we can do now is just help each other.
I mean, it's always learning from perspectives what people do. And even if you think they don't have stuff down, even listening to them advice, seeing where they're coming from and understanding that thought pattern definitely can like inform you on your thought pattern and how to adapt your thought pattern to basically achieve a better like sort of mindset sort of way.
Yeah, for sure.